I just don't think this is a time to play games and politics. The American people needs us. It has been 2 weeks of chaos. Can we go back to work and get serious about it? Can we all just do the right thing and elect Jim Jordan Speaker today?
Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the Chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the Chair.
We took one vote and it up. I'd say let's call it a day.
During the Trump administration, President Duterte went on a brutal extrajudicial killing spree. He ordered the murder of thousands of people he claimed were suspected drug dealers without any trial, without any due process.
It's like if the first kid in a Little League game struck out and the coach said, hell with this same old we forfeit. Tyler's our best hitter. If he strikes out, we're
Duterte was right in the middle of that campaign of bloodshed when President Trump praised Duterte for what Trump said was an unbelievable job on the drug problem.
I want to talk about how loose lips sink ships.
Kevin McCarthy practically daring hardline Republicans to come after him.
If somebody wants to make a motion against me, bring it.
To which Gates responded, just did.
He says he's coming for you. Can you survive?
Yes, I'll survive.
The Speaker of the House has been removed from his position.
Some House Republicans have been in contact with and have started an effort to draft former President Donald Trump to be the next Speaker.
A lot of people have been calling me about Speaker.
Donald Trump has just endorsed Jim Jordan to be the next Speaker of the House.
On Capitol Hill right now, we have breaking news. House Republicans have nominated Steve Scalise moments ago as their new Speaker.
I want to thank my House Republican colleagues for just designating me as the Speaker.
Just hours after being nominated to become the next Speaker of the House, Congressman Steve Scalise says he's dropping out of the race.
I'm withdrawing my name as a candidate for the Speaker designee.
Jim Jordan is the new Republican nominee for Speaker.
Jim Jordan is trying to rally support ahead of a planned vote today.
We feel really good about where we're at.
My prediction is Jim will win this, and even on the first round of votes.
Congressman Jim Jordan lost the first vote for House Speaker.
The Speaker has not been elected.
Jim Jordan plans to take his second shot at the speakership on the House floor.
Jim will be Speaker of the House. He's a fantastic young man. He's pretty young still, and he's very strong. He has very proper opinions about our country. He loves our country. He wants to see it do well, and I think he's going to be confirmed sometime soon.
We really are sort of in a silly season with some of this. Congressman Mike Kelly voted for former Speaker Boehner.
Congressman Jim Jordan appears to have lost the second round of votes for Speaker.
A Speaker has not been elected.
But Trump gave Duterte more than just praise. He also gave him highly sensitive information about U.S. nuclear submarines off the coast of the Korean Peninsula. According to a transcript of a call between Trump and Duterte in April of 2017, the two leaders were discussing the North Korean nuclear threat when Trump told the Filipino strongman about 2 active nuclear subs stationed near North Korea. We have 2 submarines, the best in the world. We have 2 nuclear submarines. Not that we want to use them at all. I've never seen anything like they are, but we don't have to use this. But Kim Jong-un could be crazy, so we will see what happens.
This isn't even about national security anymore. Turns out, Mar-a-Lago is the cheapest damn spy ring in the history of the world. All you need is $100,000 to become a member.
Funding the government is part of our fundamental duty, and we can't even do that. It's bordering on the absurd.
This is petty.
This is not responsible.
Makes us look like a bunch of idiots.
But when we start talking about things that look like evidence, they want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets. Looks like in the shitter to me. This looks like more evidence of our national secrets, say on a stage at Mar-a-Lago.
News defense officials were livid about Trump's disclosure, saying, quite plainly, we never talk about subs. That was the first time we learned that Trump had spilled secrets about nuclear submarines, but it was hardly an isolated incident. That same year, Trump held a high-level meeting to discuss a North Korean missile launch, not in the Situation Room at the White House, but on the outdoor dining terrace at Mar-a-Lago. Trump was dining with the Japanese prime minister when he got the news of the missile launch, and the club was filled with random people who do not have security clearances. And instead of going somewhere private to discuss the missile launch, Trump decided to take the classified briefing with dessert. A Mar-a-Lago club member even posted photos of this classified briefing to Facebook with the caption, "Wow, center of the action."
We keep playing those clips because they're the ones saying all the stuff we usually say about them.
Go back to how it got here. We wouldn't be here if every single Democrat didn't vote with 8 Republicans to shut this place down. That's it. No,
Republicans voted against Jim Jordan today on the floor, including 2 votes from somebody who's not even a member anymore.
Every single Democrat and 8 Republicans voted to shut down one branch of government. That is why we're here today.
You guys give us enough votes to elect a speaker, and in return, we'll give you nothing and call you all a bunch of communists and groomers. Deal?
It's not even a situation here where Trump is selling our secrets. Hell, this motherfucker gives them away.
Soon, Rudy Giuliani is going to go on Fox News and say, "You know what? I just realized I look like I sat on my balls."
He gave top secret material that the Israelis gave us to the Soviets.
That same year, Trump hosted the Russian ambassador and the foreign minister at the White House, which would have been controversial enough on its own had we not later learned that President Trump also divulged highly classified information to those 2 Russian officials as well.
Every president in history had meetings with the Russian ambassador, and there was 10 people in the room.
Bacon. McCarthy.
Dumbass.
Do you know how bad things are for you when Brian Kilmeade is calling you a dumbass? This is a guy so dumb, he once tried to roast a marshmallow over an open flame with a plastic spoon.
Also that year, Trump went on Fox News and appeared to disclose classified information about a previously unknown CIA data breach.
I got the marshmallows.
All right, while Steve roasts his marshmallows,
That's
watch,
a little dangerous.
watch your
They're
fingers.
small. They're a little small. Can we get a stick? Anybody got a stick?
Anyone have any water?
Ouch.
You're really going to do that with your hands?
Yeah, you're right.
Not going to.
Upon further review, we're looking for a stick. No, not plastic. That's bad for the environment. Oh.
With the CIA, I just want people to know, the CIA was hacked and a lot of things taken. That was during the Obama years. That was not during us. That was during the Obama situation.
So Steve Doocy tried to use his hand to roast a cocoa-sized marshmallow. Then Kilmeade said, "No, I've got a better idea. How about plastic?"
But now, apparently, all you need to do is get your ass down to Mar-a-Lago. Because it's anything goes there, apparently.
Meanwhile, the fire marshal at Fox & Friends has to clarify that when you use the fire escape, you want to make sure you go down. An idea of how much worse Fox News has gotten in the 13 years since that clip. The only 2 people in that clip still employed by the network are the guys who tried to roast a marshmallow with their hands in a plastic spoon.
There was a time Trump tweeted a classified drone photo of an Iranian space facility. There was a time he sat down for an interview with journalist Bob Woodward and ended up revealing the existence of a secret U.S. nuclear program. And there was the now infamous moment when Trump allegedly waved around classified Iran war plans in front of Mark Meadows' biographer while demanding that someone bring him a Coke. And now, today, the New York Times and ABC News are reporting on yet another instance of Trump giving away America's secrets. All of that took place during Trump's very first year in office. That stuff alone was year 1. It did not end there.
The role of Fox News here goes beyond muttered insults because it turns out some of the right-wing personalities have been pressuring Republican holdouts to back Jordan, including Sean Hannity.
Asking people, because I do my job and I call around and I'm like, okay, what's the latest? What's happening? How's support for Jim Jordan going? So I get a list of people that I'm told by my sources are not supporting Jim Jordan. I ask a series of questions. Hannity's trying to influence. Does anybody know what my job is? I report news, straight news some days, and then I also give opinion. That would mean that's part of my job. And then we talk sports and we talk culture and we talk about woke and we talk about cancel culture, etc. Okay, so what is that the equivalent of? I'm like the entire newspaper.
We've caught Chinese spies down there. Who knows how many there've been, but we've caught quite a few.
Why are conservative hardliners pressuring everyone to vote for Jordan? Because Trump backs Jordan and Jordan backs Trump. Jordan was a key player in the January 6th coup attempt and still to this day refuses to say that the 2020 election was not stolen. He was named throughout the congressional report on the insurrection as a key player.
According to these new reports, after he left office, Trump gave away yet more classified information about America's nuclear subs, this time to an Australian billionaire.
Yes or no, did you speak with President Trump on January 6th?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke with the president last week. I speak with the president all the time. I spoke with him on January 6th. I mean, I talk with President Trump all the time. I'm actually kind of amazed sometimes that people keep asking this. But of course, I talk with the president all the time. I talk with him, like I said, I talked with him last week.
On January 6th, did you speak with him before, during, or after the Capitol was attacked?
I'd have to go. I spoke with him that day after. I think after. I don't know if I spoke with him in the morning or not. I just don't know. I'd have to go back and. I mean, I don't know that when those conversations happen.
When someone talks that fast, they're either holding an auction, lying their ass off, or pitching a screenplay at a Malibu beach house after snorting a mountain of blow.
But apparently, you don't even have to do that, because Donald Trump will turn the goddamn dining terrace into the Situation Room.
The billionaire is a man named Anthony Pratt, who runs one of the world's largest cardboard companies and is a club member at Mar-a-Lago. According to this new reporting, Trump gave Pratt highly sensitive information that could endanger the U.S. nuclear fleet, including the supposed exact number of nuclear warheads U.S. submarines routinely carry and exactly how close they supposedly can get to a Russian submarine without being detected.
But this goes far beyond. I was in the Navy. Nobody talks about submarines. Ever.
By the way, congrats to that reporter for remaining completely still and just letting Jordan spin out. That's how you do it. Just sit there motionless while he picks up speed like a bull bobsledder.
According to sources who spoke with ABC News, that Australian billionaire then described Trump's remarks to at least 45 others, including 6 journalists, 11 of his company's employees, 10 Australian officials, and 3 former Australian prime ministers.
You don't talk about where they are. You don't talk about what they can do. You damn sure don't talk about what they're carrying. We're just blurting shit out now.
Jordan was talking so fast, the only way you could slow him down is if one of his fellow Republicans knocked him over the head like this.
So not a discreet person, this cardboard mogul. Now, NBC News has not independently verified these reports, but it appears the reason we're learning all of this now is because special counsel Jack Smith's team has reportedly interviewed that Australian billionaire, that cardboard mogul, and they have put him on a list of 80 witnesses who could testify in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents trial in May.
No one sane wants to be speaker because it's a horrible job where you have to deal with lunatics like Jim Jordan, leaving an opening for lunatics like Jim Jordan. In fact, here's how much the job of being a Republican Speaker of the House.
Joining me now is Republican Congressman Ken Buck of Colorado. He did not vote for Congressman Jim Jordan, instead voting for Tom Emmer. Well, I guess my first question is, do you really want Tom Emmer to be Speaker?
No, I don't. I don't like Tom Emmer. I figured this would be the worst job in America.
Okay, so just to underscore that, you voted for somebody because you don't like them.
I voted for somebody because I wasn't going to vote for Jim Jordan.
But you don't, it's not because you want him to be Speaker. Okay, well, that says a lot about where we are right now.
He voted for someone who doesn't want to be Speaker because the job of Speaker sucks. It's third in line to the presidency, and Republicans are treating it like it's a punishment.
Now, this goes back quite a ways. Donald Trump's given away our submarine information before.
Is there anything that would disqualify him from your vote?
No, not at all. He hasn't done anything illegal.
Of course, that was just to make sure he could screw the British out of a contract.
Problem here is that the GOP is a fractured coalition with no discernible ideological core, except that most of them want to dismantle American democracy. And on top of that, the job of Speaker absolutely sucks. In order to want it, you'd have to be a
petty,
absurd,
dumbass.
I don't know. I just think that, you know, if people can't see beyond this politicalization of the Justice Department, then I would say they suffer from Trump derangement syndrome.
Apparently, this motherfucker told 45 people, which is the same as telling everybody on Earth. What in the fuck?
There are people that think that you suffer from it.
Yeah, but they don't have an argument. They just don't like Trump.
I need everyone to spare me the faux outrage and the pearl clutching about this. Little collection of things that Donald Trump and high-ranking Republicans call liberals on a daily basis. Anarchists, anti-American, deranged, communists, corrupt, compromised, groomers and perverts, thugs and traitors. Now, she was explicit that she was talking about a subsection of the Republican Party the same way that Joe Biden is when he talks about this MAGA extremism.
At some point, you know, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members.
This brings up an interesting little subject. Hillary Clinton says that some of these people might need to be deprogrammed. And if you're out there thinking that she's a crazy bitch, well, you're not the only one. But if you're out there thinking that Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong when he gave away our North Korean nuclear secrets, well, then you need to be deprogrammed. What the fuck's the matter with you? Loose lips sink ships.
If you said, look, here's...
Say one nice thing about Joe Biden to me.
I can't.
Right, so you just don't like Biden.
Oh, because I've looked at Biden when he's just totally corrupt. How can you look beyond the corruption to say that this man could be a statesman representing the United States? You know, the whole issue of his getting the millions of dollars with Hunter Biden, the media didn't cover that at all. Why? Why didn't they cover that? You must have seen the so-called text message, right?
Tell me about it.
Hunter Biden sent to some authority in China.
Why do you believe that, but you don't believe the other stuff about Trump?
What other stuff?
Well, you're saying that so they say. You just said to me, so they say, when I asked you a question.
Yeah, because they never tell you Trump's side of the story. They, meaning the media, the major media, where people get their so-called authorized information.
Investigation has revealed that Trump allegedly discussed potentially sensitive information about U.S. nuclear submarines with an Australian billionaire who was a member of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Florida. Those sources also telling us that that billionaire then shared the information with scores of others.
So all of that is happening, and he's shooting up in the polls. And when you see those interviews of Trump supporters outside of the rallies, they're like, none of this is true. It's the big lie. He won the election, et cetera. And you wouldn't say to me, you guys are in a cult?
Which raises a whole bunch of questions about the evidence Jack Smith has amassed in this case that we don't even know about yet.
This wouldn't have anything to do with the certain secret submarine, would it, Dr. Scrooge? Oops. Secret submarine?
Now that you mention it, Donald, my boy, how did Admiral Grimmett like my submarine?
Your submarine?
Hell, didn't you ever see DuckTales? Loose beaks cause leaks. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal. Even little kids know it. Y'all take it easy.
What is it, Dr. Scrooge? That mission is a big hush-hush.
I know. Loose beaks cause leaks, but I built the blasted submarine. I need those Navy contracts to get back my investment.
Is there anything you could imagine him doing that would disqualify him from your vote?
No, sir. Not right offhand. I want to think of right now.
We had somebody earlier tell us that if Trump was standing on the steps of the White House and murdered someone, he'd still vote for him. Same with you?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
I don't know. I like Trump. He just got something about him.
There's a lot going on in the news with the former president now, with indictments, with classified documents and things like that. Is there anything that would disqualify him from your vote if, for example, a jury finds him guilty of these things? Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But if there's guilt, if there's further indictments, is there anything that would prevent you from voting for him?
Nope. Because it's smoke and mirrors is what that is.